Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just having a great day. So last week, as far as filming went, was not a great week. Every single video that I started ended up hitting some sort of major snag, and I had to put a pause on it. The Polaris Ranger was like really close to being done. Another big issue with it. But I just got back from Motorworld. We picked up some stuff. So hopefully today this thing is up and running 100%. So today you're gonna see a little bit of what it took to get this thing up and working and need a new chain, sprockets, stuff like that. I've actually got to go jump in my $2.99 right now to go pick up some concrete that's over at Ryan's house for a future video that I'm super excited about. But for today, we're gonna be focusing on this. Should be a pretty good video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go and jump on into it and let's roll. Realistically, I probably only need like 3 inches of it. So 10 feet's a little overkill. Okay, so this means business. This is a pretty serious contraption. Shut up. All right, guys. Well, after cleaning the car like 3 times, it decided to fire up again. The idle's a little bit high. Maybe shutting it off a couple times, but it starts up just great now. Not a whole lot of leg room in this thing. But let's go. All right, well, I got about 10 seconds into starting to work on this thing yesterday, and I realized I had forgot to order key stock for the sprockets on the little splined shaft that we have. So I pretty much had to shut it down right away, and I went to work on something else. But guys, the wind is ripping out here today, so as much as I don't want to close up the shop, I may have to. If it gets worse, I'll go ahead and close the doors, but for now, we'll go ahead and leave them open. But anyways, so I'm super excited for this. I've been wanting to drive this thing ever since we picked it up, but as usual, life gets crazy. I've been super busy, and obviously this is not a priority. All right, well, not that this has anything to do with this video, like remotely whatsoever, but many of you may remember the Ghost gate controllers that we installed, I don't know, a year ago. They're still just working great. We did have a couple issues with this where someone broke some of the bracketry on it or pushed really hard and it slid and it was doing weird things. And I had to reinforce this guy right here a little bit last week. But other than that, we're doing just great. Highly recommend these if anybody's in the market for gate controllers. So anyways, back to the video, back to the exciting stuff. We got 2 packages from Nitro Chain. I've never even heard of them until I started looking for chain. And let me tell you, their selection is pretty good. They have all sorts of chain, huge monster stuff down to the itty bitty. They got all the tools that you need for it. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. And I can't attest to the quality of the stuff that they sell yet, but I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty good. And yeah, if you wanna check them out, Nitro Chain. So probably my only complaint, and this really is like very minimal, they only sell sections of chain in 10-foot lengths. Realistically, I probably only need like 3 inches of it. So 10 feet's a little overkill, but it's gonna be nice to have some extra. And I did order a bunch of master links just in case this happens again. We'll have all the stuff on hand just to go ahead and repair it quick like and not really have to worry about it. So here's the big boy. That's the 100 to 180 chain brake. Here's the 100 to 180 chain puller. I'll be showing you guys what this is in a later video. Let's see. 50H chain. This is the one for the go-kart over there. This is the little chain breaker. There's a sprocket. Another sprocket. And these are the big kahuna links for the trailer. There's the little links. Let's go ahead and see what's in package number 2. Oh, got a little crooked on that one. This just may be 1 box of chain. Yep. All that's in this guy is a big old chain. Whew. those dogs, they send it with a master link. That's okay. That's all right. Look at this. This is some big chain. So before we get into having fun, I just need to take this over to the trailer and verify that it is the right chain, because that's obviously a priority over fixing up an old go-kart. So let's just get this squared away real quick, and then we'll get back to the go-kart. All right, so just by looking at it, this one actually has the numbers 100 stamped on the side. This one really has it, 100H for heavy duty. Or at least we can imagine. But let's go ahead and unroll some of it just to make sure. All right, so to me, we are looking pretty good. I think it's the same size chain. So you guys will be seeing all of this very shortly. We had to make some pretty serious repairs back here, but this trailer should be done by the weekend and back on the road Monday, headed to work. All right, we'll set that guy aside. Let's see. This is the little baby chain breaker. Oh, look at that, it comes with a replacement tip. All right, and then the other two tools that we got, not that we're gonna be using them today, but these are also extremely useful tools. I almost ordered the chain puller for the smaller ones, and basically what it does is you hook it in one side of the chain, hook it in another side, and squeeze together. It's kind of like a temporary tensioner. Let's go ahead and see what this guy looks like. Pretty basic tool. You guys can see how it just grabs the links, and as you adjust this, it's gonna either tension it or let it spread apart. Anyways, pretty cool. And then this is the last one. This is the big Mondo chain breaker. Oh yeah, we got that high quality right there. Gonna need both hands for this one. I taped it pretty good. Oh, this is a big one. Okay, so this means business. This is a pretty serious contraption. It even comes with a ratchet. Here's the actual breaker on it. This just threads in like that. And you have another handle right here, which I'm assuming, oh, it doesn't thread into anything. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of that, but it is what it is. And then you need some serious torque to be able to drive those big pins out, so you put a ratchet in there. That is a pretty rad tool. So anyways, like I said, we don't need those today. Just wanted to show you guys all the new goodies, but let's get to work on the go-kart. So anyways, I don't think this is gonna take too long. It's really not an overly complicated process now that we have everything. You guys can see we have the keyed shaft right there, which is a little bit wallowed out on this side. Looks like I got hit with a hammer pretty hard, so I don't think we'll be fitting anything over that edge, but most of the work has to be done over here anyway, so I guess we'll just set the camera down and start putting stuff together. I'm so excited. Sorry, Crescent Wrench. All right, so we got two different sprocket sizes. This is the larger one. I just got off the phone with Jason, and I completely forgot what he said. I want to say that he said the larger one goes here, and the smaller one, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. All right, so we have two separate sprocket sizes. We got the larger of the two. This is a 19-tooth sprocket. We'll go ahead and set that one down because that one's going to be going on the outside right there. Then we have the smaller one right here, which I believe is a 14-tooth, yes, 14-tooth, which is going to go directly over this guy right here. So the shaft that the sprockets sit on, it's giving me a little bit of grief. You guys can tell that it's a little bit rusty. I had like sanded down very lightly when I pulled it out. It's not having the easiest time going back in. We did finally just get it to start moving coming through this last one right here. I did spray a little bit of WD-40 in there, so hopefully it starts to go the rest of the way. And then once we get this sprocket on here, we can go ahead and measure the chain. And then after that's done, it's just a matter of tightening everything back up, putting air in the tires, double checking a couple things, make sure the brakes work. Those are kind of important. And I really hope how this video ends today is us going for a ride in whatever we're gonna end up calling this. So my wife did me a huge favor last night, and she's the one that actually picked this up. But this is just a machinery key stock kit from Tractor Supply. It's got like a whole assortment of different sizes in there. Gonna go ahead and get our fancy new chain opened up. And I am kind of glad that this one actually does come in 10-foot lengths, because there's a real good chance that we're gonna need extra of this. To be honest, it doesn't look like the right chain. I hope I ordered the right one. If not, we're gonna have 10 feet of random chain that I don't know what to do with. Cross our fingers that it is the right one, I guess. So, if I measured correctly, which I probably didn't, this is the length that has to go away. So to do that, oh my gosh, did I just, I definitely should have put a marker on there, because it slipped, and I don't remember which one it was. So now I gotta feed it all the way back through, measure it again. So we're gonna try and do it from inside the buggy this time, so I don't screw it up again. May need to do it in unison. Oh boy. That's not what I wanted to do. I'll figure this out one of these days. All right, so the chain is pretty loose, as you guys can see right now. I do not have the master link in there yet, so we're gonna go ahead and slide this in there just so it's kind of uniform. We got a ton of slop. Contemplating if I want to take out one more link. That's pretty bad. We do have some adjustment right here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take out one more link, because we do have adjustment forward as well. So if it is too short, we'll go ahead and slide it forward. And if I messed up that bad where it doesn't work at all and we have to go back to the original, well, at least we still have more chain. So let's go ahead and take another link out. All right, so I got the 4 bolts loosened up on all of these right here. You guys can see that we are looking much, much better. We just have the little snap ring left to put on the master link right here. And then we'll go ahead and give it the final tension. Oh, let's see. Hopefully this one goes on nicely, and I don't have to fight it too much. You guys, I'm trying to make a YouTube short right now, and that whirly bird up there is just driving me nuts. So we're actually gonna have to go up on top of the shop right now. Hopefully I don't fall through, and then this is the last you hear of Mr. Get Muddy, but I need to go put some grease on that thing, because I'm about to go insane right now. Oh, this thing. Shut up. This better fix it. Oh, much better. All right, finally some peace. Okay, anyways, back to work on this thing. All right, let's go ahead and try this again. Yeah, that's a little better. Hopefully it doesn't start just spewing out of the carburetors again. It don't look like it, so let's go ahead and see if the battery still has any juice. I kinda doubt it. Definitely not. Yeah. This thing is super dead. So Gonna have to put it on the charger. All right, so I didn't really want to pull this battery out for this. I don't even remember what that was for. I think it was for one of the quads, but that one isn't even wanting to charge at all. So we went ahead and hooked this one up to the charger for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get this removed in just a little bit. And while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and take this air intake thing that Jason built. We'll go ahead and get this reinstalled because it's looking like, oh, stay put. Because as I was saying, it's looking like the carburetors are not leaking anymore. Last time, like the very initial problem that we had with this thing was as soon as we turned the fuel on, it was just like dumping out of the carburetor. So that has been resolved. So we can go ahead and button this up because I'm not gonna be doing anything else down here. At least I don't want to. Hopefully I'm not. All right, so the space savings with this guy are gonna be pretty big. I may be able to live with that. With the other battery, it was like way keeping the seat forward, and I'm a big guy, so we may be able to live with that. But when I got that battery hooked up, it too was dead. So we actually have the jumper cables going to this guy, which is hooked up to this guy because that is not an AGM charger. It's not really a gel battery charger. So it wasn't really playing along, and that thing was dead, dead, dead. So if we do get this thing up and running today, this battery's definitely coming along for the ride with a set of jumper cables. We'll see. So we're gonna be optimistic right now and hope that this thing actually gets going, and we're gonna go ahead and blow this thing out. The tires are in desperate need of some air as well. They're all pretty much empty. So I ended up getting home somewhat at a decent hour today, and I don't really have a whole lot going on for about, I'd say, the next hour or two. So we're gonna try it again. We're gonna try and get this thing up and going because I wanna drive this stinking thing so bad, and it's just killing me that it's this close. So I'm not really gonna record any of it because there's nothing that's really exciting because I've already had it working. The chain stuff is all set in place. Literally, if it would start up like it did a month ago, we'd be out driving it. So I'm gonna try and make that happen right now. See you guys in just a little bit. All right, guys, well, after cleaning the carbs like 3 times, it decided to fire up again. The idle's a little bit high, but we're running out of daylight, and I got some stuff I gotta do tonight. So we are gonna take this thing for its maiden voyage right now. Hopefully it goes good. I don't know, I'm really excited. The throttle still has a minor issue where it'll stick sometimes, so I may be shutting it off a couple times, but it starts up just great now. It's pretty high on the but I think it's good enough to drive. We're gonna go ahead and take it for its first test drive. I am missing one of the big clamps on the air filters. I have no idea where it went. So I think I'm just gonna throw some zip ties on it real quick because I am just absolutely dying to drive this thing. Reverse, however, would be cool. I'm already kind of seeing the downside to that, but you know, you can't complain too much. Magnificent. That's probably not going anywhere. It might, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get super rowdy right now, but we shall see. Oh my gosh. Definitely not a whole lot of leg room in this thing, but let's go. So good news and bad news. It did move. It did work pretty good. It was ripping around, and I had to put the camera down because I was kind of testing its limits, and I was gonna pick up the camera and take some other footage, but it died, and luckily my kids are out and about right now, and they're gonna have to tow me home.
Can I get in?
Well, you could, except it broke.
What?
So I need a tow back to the ranch, guys.
Do you have a strap in here?
I don't. We're gonna have to see what's inside the golf cart. Is there baling wire?
Yeah.
Not that. We need baling wire. Baling wire should work, but you're gonna have to go slow, okay?
Cool.
All right, so luckily we have a rope. Let go of the brakes for a second.
And now I'm heavy.
Don't step on the brakes. Okay, step on the brakes. All right, so luckily we have livestock and we have a rope like this, which I think will do the trick nicely.
If it snaps.
It won't. Can you hold this for a second?
Sure.
We'll just take it nice and slow.
Okay. So you're gonna drive?
Yes, sir. So try to keep just a little bit of pressure on that rope, but not a lot, okay? Because that's not super strong. All right? You do that?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Put it in low. All right, no brakes, okay?
Unless we need it.
Nah. What a bummer. Oh well, at least it moved. We're heading in the right direction.
Yep.
So now I just gotta start fine tuning everything. So I probably gotta get a new throttle cable. Actually, I know I have to get a new throttle cable. That one's just absolutely smoked. There's broken parts on it, and it's just not in very good shape anymore. I will say this about that little go-kart. It was pretty fast. I think I got up into 4th gear, and it was moving pretty good. So I'm really excited for the next video we make with that thing. I'm gonna have to order a couple more parts. I know I'm gonna drive it some more. It's just got a really old, weak battery in it. So with it being like the first time really being driven in probably, I don't know, I wanna say 2-3 years, I think it did pretty good. And then we'll go ahead and see if it'll start up again real quick. Does it need to be choked already? Oh, the choke is on. I had done that out there when I was trying to get it started. So I'm pretty excited right now. Huge progress was made. I actually haven't even looked at how the drivetrain's holding up. It looks okay. I like the slack on that one. I don't like the slack on this one. That definitely needs to be adjusted. So we'll figure that one out probably within the next couple days. I'm kind of bummed that this thing petered out like it did, but huge progress was made. I'm mega excited for this thing. It's just gonna be a blast. My kids are already out and one of the other go-karts ripping around. I'm sure I'll see them in just a second. What's up, bud?
What?
Did you come to make fun of me because your go-kart works?
Yeah.
Oh! One of these days we'll get all 3 working. But this one right here is still just the tried and true. This thing's out here ripping.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the screws this video since I have a ride home now and I'm not gonna have to walk down there. So, thank you guys for watching. If you could do me a huge solid like, subscribe, share this video with amigos, hit that notification button down below so you guys can continue to see all the go-kart madness. Hopefully following here very shortly. And we will see you guys on the next one. Later.